yesterday, Dan had two guests on. One was our guy, Nick Wright. Love you, Nick. The other was Tom Brady.
Thanks.
Nick and Tom.
Yeah.
Nick was asked about his high-end fake jewelry that he sometimes wears on the show. Tom was not.
Okay.
Tom was asked about what's keeping him motivated at this stage of his career. Take a listen.
I think I'm part crazy. I mean, I think that's the reality. I mean, 45 years old, and I'm out here with a lot of young guys that are trying to take my head off. And I see Aaron Donald work out on my Instagram. I'm like, damn, maybe I should have retired, you know? Because he's a beast. But, you know, I had the appetite to compete, and it's going to be gone soon. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I got to, you know, just really appreciate what the time I have left, because it's not a lot.
Well, he said it. Not a lot of time left, but Fox Bet likes Tampa's Super Bowl chances this year. Have them second in the odds. Second, Nick. Let that sink in for a second. Nick, will this be Brady's last opportunity to win a Super Bowl?
No, I think last year was his last opportunity to win a Super Bowl, at least with the Bucs, and he knew it, which is why he tried to leave and go play somewhere else. And I'd love to play you some audio from Dan's interview asking about that, but Dan Patrick, my dear friend, but also shoddy journalist in his elder years, didn't ask him about that. And you might say, Nick, that's unfair to broadcast Hall of Famer Dan Patrick. It is not unfair to Dan Patrick at all. I said it to him yesterday, and great job by Dan's booking people to get, you know, arguably the GOAT and the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Bucs in one show. Hell of a job by their department with me and Tom Brady on there. But let's discuss the Tampa Bay Bucs for a moment. Wilds. Wilds, the only guy allowed to be the funny guy on the show. My God. Hey, set your ego aside for a moment, my friend. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Bucs, because their offensive line will be worse, right? Lost both their guards, lost Ali Marpet. That doesn't seem good. Their running back core will be worse. Ronald Jones is gone. Their wide receiver core will be worse. Antonio Brown is gone. Their front seven will be worse. Jason Pierre-Paul and Ndamukong Suh are gone. Their coaching Wilds should be a little worse, with Bruce Arians moving on to a different role and Todd Bowles assuming that. And even if Todd Bowles is good, one would think there would be a little trickle down to the defensive side of the ball, not having Todd Bowles' full attention at all times. All those things, which is why Tom Brady, what business is Tom Brady in, aside from shilling mediocre clothing? I'll tell you what business Tom Brady is in. He is in the Super Bowl winning business, Wilds, and he wanted to leave. What rings the best one? The next one. And Tom Brady told us with his own actions that he thought, at least at one point, better chance to win a Super Bowl playing for the Dolphins than for the Bucs. So why should we believe in the Bucs' chances more than Tom Brady did? Tell me. Like, that's not me. Again, I'm out of the doubting Tom Brady's abilities business. He almost won MVP last year.
Sure.
I just don't think the team's good enough. And they weren't good enough last year. We saw it when they fell down 24-3 to the Rams. And when we saw it, and Brady was telling us throughout his own actions this offseason, he doesn't think this team is a Super Bowl caliber team.
Okay, so I don't know if the Brady to the Dolphins puzzle was purely about winning a Super Bowl or setting up his post-career, if he was going to have a piece of the team. So I don't know if you're allowed to just draw a straight line from, that's the team I think can win the Super Bowl, go up against the Bills and the mighty Patriots twice a year. I don't think that is the recipe for success. I think that was an overall career move. Here's the most interesting thing, and I'm glad you're doubting him because not too many other people are. And Broussard, this is what I think is the biggest challenge for Brady this year. Almost 100%, minus Nick, adulation. The bookkeepers have the Bucs as the second best. Everyone thinks that Brady's the greatest. There's going to be probably a farewell tour for Brady, and he's never necessarily done well when everyone is like, you're the best, you're the best. If you look out through his career, he has been motivated by slights, by needing a mountain to climb, whether it's being the 199th pick, whether it's Deflategate, whether it's Spygate, whether it's drafting Jimmy G, whether it's Edelman yelling at him on the sideline, you're too old, whether it's going to Tampa and having to prove Bill Belichick wrong that you gave up on me too soon. But now we're at this other weird stage of Brady's career where everybody loves him. He's a living legend. He'll be 45, which means he's on the field with guys who not only grew up watching him when they were kids, literally have never known football in their lives without Brady being excellent and being a champion. It's not like, oh, you were my favorite player. You were football. So this was all kind of really sort of pinpointed last year when Brandon Eccles of the Jets intercepted a ball and had Brady sign it. So Brady is living in this weird world of being a living legend and a competitor at the same time. And I think it's very hard to be super competitive when you got to give your opponents autographs because they're just adore you so much. So I think him navigating this and being no longer far from being an underdog, from being the face of the league in the league's history, being a walking Babe Ruth, is very challenging to be like, yeah, I'm going to get this team, and then I'm going to sign autographs for him. It's very weird.
That was a strong take in many ways, Wilds. First of all, I love what you said. You shot down Nick's argument with great facts. Nick, why in the world would Tom Brady go to the AFC East, to the Dolphins, to play against the Bills twice a year?
I don't know. Ask him.
The rest of the AFC. That's not, I think, you're right, but I think Wilds hit it on the head. It wasn't because he thought that was his best chance of winning the Super Bowl. It was because he was setting himself up for life after football to be an owner of that team.
Hold on. Can I respond to that quickly before you give your full take? Can I respond to that part just quickly before you give your full take? If that's the case, then Brew, does it not concern you that Tom Brady, the ultimate competitor, the ultimate winner, by what you got, I'm arguing he's still most focused on winning Super Bowls and thought his best opportunity was elsewhere. Is your argument that winning Super Bowls is no longer his top priority? Because that would be concerning for a whole different set of reasons.
I think he's motivated enough. I think like most human beings, he's complex enough to have various motivations. All right, he can want to set himself up for life after football and still be committed to winning a Super Bowl. So I think it was that, nothing more, nothing less. But to answer, and Wild, your other thing, great psychoanalysis, because obviously Brady has been motivated by slights throughout his career, dating back to when he was drafted in the 6th round. But here's the one caveat, or the one thing that goes away from that. His last season, he's coming off leading the Buccaneers to the Super Bowl, all right? Ending the argument of whether it was Brady or Belichick who deserved more of the credit in New England for the dynasty. Everyone calling him the GOAT, and he goes out and has one of his best seasons ever. Leading the league in yards, leading the league in touchdowns. All right, so that showed. And Nick, to say they didn't have a shot, I mean, you kind of poo-pooed the team last year because they went down big to the Rams. Well, they came back and almost won that game and almost got to the Super Bowl. So they have a shot this year, and Brady will have a shot next year because if he wants to leave Tampa, he'll be an unrestricted free agent and can go wherever he wants. So, no, I don't think this is his last chance, Jenna. He's defying Father Time, and I think he'll continue to do it for a little bit longer.
No, but for whatever it's worth, if they had beaten the Rams, which they were never going to do, but if they had, they would have then gotten a chance to play Jimmy Garoppolo. They were a game away from being a game away last year in a game